Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope today everyone is blessed today as well. So today we're going to a very famous story about Abraham and his fate. So in this story, God tests Abraham's heart and promised him a land for his descendant. So we're going to read through first Genesis chapter 22 verse 1 to 18, and then we'll move on to Joshua chapter 23 verse 14. So let's start with the Genesis first. Verse 1. Now it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham. He said, Here I am. Then he said, Now take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you. So Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son. And he split the wood for the burnt offering and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted his eye and saw the place far off. And Abraham said to his young man, Stay here with the donkey, and the lad and I will yonder and worship, and we will come back to you. So Abraham took the wood of burnt offering and laid on Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and 2 of them went together. But Isaac spoke to his father Abraham and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. Then he said, Look, a fire and the wood. But where's the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering. So 2 of them went together. Then they came to the place of which God had told him, and Abraham built an altar there, and placed the wood in order, and he bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abram stretched out his hand, and took a knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from the heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. So he said, Here I am. And he said, Do not lay a hand on the lad or do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. Then Abraham lifted his eye and looked, and there behind him was a ram caught in the trinket by his horn. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up for a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place, The Lord Will Provide. As it is to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be provided. Then the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time out of heaven, and said, By myself I have sworn, saith the Lord, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son. Blessing I will bless you, and multiplying I will multiply your descendant as the star of the heaven, and as the sand which is on the seashore, and your descendant shall possess the gate of their enemies. In your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. Let us continue read Joshua 23 verse 14, where Joshua gave a farewell speech. Behold, this day I'm going the way of all the earth, and you know in all your heart and in all your soul that not one thing has failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spoke concerning you. All have come to pass for you, not one word of them has failed.